Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a fun looking puzzle in front of us. Looks like we've got a ton of thermos here, which are going to be quite interesting. It also just looks pleasing to me, the way of the design of it. It's called Synapse by Cygne. I'm wondering if this is supposed to reflect synapses in our brain or something like that. But just like it, looks fun. So let's jump into it and see what's going on. A normal Sudoku, so every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. Oh, they're slow thermos. Didn't notice that. Digits along slow thermometers increase or stay the same from bulb to tip. We'll see if we can avoid mistakes on slow thermos because they can mess with my head a little bit. But essentially what it means is this is a bulb, this is a tip. The digits have to either stay the same or increase as they move along the thermos. This could be like a 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 type of situation. So we're going to have to kind of work through those options there. And then we have the modification of the Kropki here, where it's a 3-to-1 ratio. So digits separated by black Kropki dots marked with a 3 are in a 3-to-1 ratio. So if this was a 1, this would be a 3. If this was a 3, this could be a 2, or sorry, a 1 or a 9 type of situation. So one of them is triple the other. And those are the rules. So with that said, link's going to be in the description below. Let's get at this. Let's have a little bit of fun. See what happens. So the question is going to be, where do we start? I think it's going to have to be on one of these guys, like U. What can this ever be? Because we have 3 digits in a row that have to be a triple of the one before it. There's only one way to make it work, 1, 3, and 9. And this is the middle 3. Now, this one obviously can't be a 1, so it's a 9, and this is the 1. Now, this being the 9 isn't too helpful, because if you think about the slow thermo, it could be 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 7, 6, 6, 5. So this thing only really goes down to a minimum 5. Now, I guess because there's a 1 and a 3, it's a little bit more reduced, but not great. Let's think about maybe one of these two. I think this is the most restricted one. So now if we think about this as just a pair, what are the pairs? 1 and 3 will work. 2 and 6 will work. And 3 and 9 will work. No other digits are going to work on this at all, because you can't triple or divide by 3 any other digits. Now this one obviously can't be 1, 2, or 3. Maybe we can force this to be a certain digit. Let's think about this guy from just the base layer. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this can't be a 6. It is a 9. If it's a 9, this has to be a 3. Okay, good. Now let's think about this thermo here. It has to be from 1s, 2s, and 3s. This one obviously can't be a 3, so this one can't be either. This could still be 3, 3, or it could go down. What about over here, maybe? We don't have any big restrictions, except for whatever this can't be, because this could still, again, be a 1. 1, 1, 1 would work, but it's not going to be a 9. It's probably not going to be a 6. 6, 6, 7, 8, 8. No, that won't work, so get rid of U, which means this can't be a 2. I think that's the only reduction there, because it could be 1, 3, 2, 6, 3, 9 will all work. Okay, so what now can we do? Do we have restrictions on 9s and 1s? Because there's only so many places those can actually go on thermos, and even slow thermos, there's still a limitation on them. Let's start thinking about the 9s first, I guess. So one of those two. No, no, no. No, no. No, 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 no. No, and no. Oh, no, 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 and no. This is a 9. No other place it can go. That pushes a 9 here. Because again, these can't be 9s. And what else does that say? What about down here? One of those 3. What about up here? One of those three. I don't see anything else here. Let's look at the ones, maybe. See what they do. None of these obviously can be ones. That can't be. These can't be. You two can't be. Those can't. We're getting close down here. Not you. One, no, no. None of these. Not you. You could both be ones. You can't be. 1, 1, 1. Yeah, you could still be one, but you two can't be. Okay, there we go. One of these two is the one. So that means this isn't, which means this one is. I'm going to put my color down here. So if this is a 1, these are both ones. This could still be a 1. This is not a 1. Let's now continue with our oneage. This one here has to be a 1, which removes our 1s from these options. So one of those 3. We said one of these, so let's put those in. We still have a bunch of other options down here, though. I think that's it on the ones for the moment. Is that accurate? I think it is. Okay. Oh, this can't be a 1, this can't be a 1. I almost clicked off of this and said, let's look elsewhere. Yeah, there's no way this can be a 1 anymore, because this guy is. So this is a 1, which means none of those are. I think that's probably the end of the line here for determining ones. Let's put you in. Of course, you guys couldn't be. Yeah, but there's not enough restriction elsewhere, I don't think. Okay, now let's move on from ones for a second. Now, what does any of that do? I don't think this guy's restricted enough. Two, 6, 9, 3. This can't be a 1. Yeah, that's not really doing a whole lot, is it? Okay. What else then? I guess it says that one of these two is a 1. We can put that in. It was one of these 3, but that's been reduced. For any other digits, like 2s and 8s now are probably the most restricted. Let's think about 8s. No, especially in this middle region. No. We know that's not. This can't be, because we can't do 8, 8, 8, 8. So one of these two is. No. This one could be. That's no and no. Let's maybe get into these corners here. Or the sides, I should say. That could be. This can't be. Okay, so one of those two is. No, 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 no. Okay, we actually get a couple of 8s going on here. Okay, so one of these two has to be an 8, so that's not. And then these never could be anyway, so that is. So that gets rid of all of these. And I'll just keep this up for a second as we continue through, trying to see where we can put 8s. That one obviously can't, those can't, these can't. None of those are. And then let's get on to this guy. None of those. That one can't be. This could. That can't. So it is one of these two. That might be the end of what we can do with the 8s. I think so. Actually, yeah, those could be. Okay. Yeah, push one up there. I think that's it for 8s. Wait, that can't be an 8. Hold on. I need to rethink that. Because if that's an 8, that had to be a 9. What did I do wrong there? Let's go back. That's definitely not this. Oh, that one could be. Because this could be 889. Okay, I took it too far. Well, we found a mistake, so let's go back through here, though. We know that can't be an 8 now. This can't be an 8. Okay, we're going to come at it from the other side, maybe. One of these two is 8, so you're not. Which means none of you are. We can probably just keep on. That one can't. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I took this one out mistakenly, even though it could have been an 8, 8, because I forgot about the possibility of this being the 9. Okay, so now one of these is the 8. That pushes this to be the 8, which means this is 889. And you're out. And then that 8 says this is the 8, so you're out. Let's keep going now with these and see if we get some more information. Okay, so one of those two. These are all out. We know it's one of those two. That can't be. None of these can be. Obviously, these can't be. So we get one of these two. Let's put those. Once we get them down to 2s, I like to put those in, but not like this wouldn't do too much help for me. What else? Is there anything else we can say about these at the moment? You can never put an 8 on a 3, or a 3 Kropki. So we actually have an X-wing of 8s. So we can get this guy in here a little bit more. One of these is 8. This one could still be 8 because that could be a 9. One of those two. That might be it for 8s. Let's do another quick scan here, like we did on the 1s. I think that's it. Okay, let's try the 2s next, because those will, again, be the most restricted. I mean, I guess we could do 7s as well, but let's go back and forth, high-low, high-low, high-low. No, 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 no. This can't ever obviously be a 2. Okay, yep, that's a 2. No, just you. Which means this isn't. Let's keep taking that on. This one can't be. So one of these two is. That's removing the 2s from here. That's perfect, because that forces this to be a 3, 9. Because once you take the 2 off, you can't use the 6 anymore. That forces the 1. And let's see if we've got more info on the 9s we can now do. We do. This is a 9. No, 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 no. Yes. 9. You know, probably finishes the 9s here. What am I? Why am I keep messing this up? That doesn't work. What? Oh, goodness gracious. Let's make sure we didn't mess this up. That is the only place a 2 can go. Period. None of these can be 2s. Now, yeah, I did it again. I messed that up. This could be a 2. Shoot. I don't know. This can't be a 2, though, which means you can't be a 6. Okay, so we're back on it now. Let's keep going, though, because I know there's plenty more we can do here. Yeah. Well, yeah, because that one sees that one. This is 2, which means none of these are. You can't be. 2, 2, 1, 1 would still work, so one of these is a 2. We still have more work, though. I think we can do with these guys. Let's just no and no. This guy could be, you can't be. Oh, the 2 here says this is 3, which means you're not, and you are just a 9 then. Goodness gracious. 9. Now let's look at the 9s. You can't be. One of these 2 is. Boom, 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 boom. One of these 2 is. and then one of those 3. Okay. Keep going on 2s. I know I had a bunch of stuff marked here, but we can always just kick back onto it. Not a problem. You could still be 2. I have to update that marker. That's a no. 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 You could still be. You can't, and none of you can, because of that guy. 2. This can't be a 2, because we can't put a 1 here, so you couldn't do 2, 2, 2. So one of these 2 is the 2, which means those are out. All right, let's update our coloring, and let's put you there. And see if there's anything else here we can reduce. We know that's good. This one could still be, right? 2, 2, 1, 1 doesn't cause any problems, doesn't look like it. Okay. Is that going to be all we get out of the 2s? Do we have to really kind of just dig into these guys, or do we take the step on the 7s here? Wait, this can't be a 2. One of those 2. Okay. Let's put this one in. Then I think we do have to take another look at 7s, or something like that, until we get this thing spiraled down. Yeah, where does the 7 go? Let's be more. Goodness gracious! This computer. I want to throw it in the trash. If I had any money to buy a new one, I would. None of these can be 7s. Could this ever be a 7? 7, 7? No, it can't. 7. No. None of those can be. None of those can be. That one will not be. We probably can put a 7 over here, right? Because no, 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 no. This one of those is. Okay, that pushes this to be the 7, so let's put that in. That's going to push this to be a 7. So all of these are good to go now. All of those are out. This one is too. I'll put these as a marker. We'll probably have the 6s. We can just jump right on top of this thing next as well. If I don't see anything pretty quickly on the 7s. It's probably what I'll just do. Yeah, I don't. Okay, let's get off this little train here and think about 6. That could be. These can't be. No, no, no. It could be this guy. We know none of those are. This isn't. This guy can't be. And anything that can't be. I think this one can't be either. Yeah. If we can't put 6s up in these guys, we're not going to be able to put them here. Yeah, there's no way. Every time we go further down, it makes it harder, so no. This one could, those 2 could be. That can't. I'm looking at 6s here. I need to make sure I'm obvious about that. No. One of these is going to break at some point. Just got to get it to that stage. Okay, well, I'm not seeing a whole lot on the 6s here then. Are we going to try to just see what these are? 4, 5. 5. Yeah, this has to be 4. And this has to be 5, but this could be 5 or 6. Let's go here. This 1, 2 says you are 3, and you are as well. Okay. Let's kind of get back into the fold here. This is a 4. These are 5, 6, 7s, and 8s. What are you two, though, first? 5s and 6s. And we can't really resolve those because this could be either. There has to be a 2 down here. We know that. There has to be a 4 down here. We can probably rule, well, maybe we can't. 4, 4, 2, 2, 1, 1. So no, we can't rule that one out. Okay, maybe something on this guy we can get going. What are these possibilities? 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. There's no way these are 2s or 3s. So what's left over beyond those? These just have to be a 2-3 pair. Let's look at it that way. And then these have to be 4 and 5. If that's the case, this has to be the 4. This has to be the 5. This could be 4 or 5. Okay. This could no longer be 4. I guess we're pushing ourselves now to figure out what these are. Because if this isn't a 4, we're at a 3. Well, it can't be a 3. So there's no way it's going to be a 2. So this is 4. These are not. This is 2, 5, and 6. This can't be 5 or 6, so it is the 2. Which means this is a 5, 6 pair. If that's a 2, we have to do 2, 2, 1, 1. This has to either be 3 or 4, and it can't be 4. That's going to finally give us this guy. That 4 gives us this 5. Okay. Took a while to get to a point where we can just jump in and see all this stuff instead of picking away at it, but now we're picking away at it. So let's jump into our Sudoku and finish it off. 1. Get rid of these markings. 1s are done. 2s are probably pretty darn close as well. This is a 2, which means that's a 2, which means that's a 3. 2, 2. One of those 2, so not quite. Let's try the 3s. 3s are done. Well, they will be in a second. That's a 3. So this is either a 6 a 1 or a 9, and it can't be a 1, so it's 9. Now we are finally into this guy, 2 and 6. Get rid of you. Let's get back to the fun here. That's the last 2. Yep, 3s are done. 4s are going to be done in a second, I think. One of those 2, and it can't be here, so it's here. So we are done with them, I think. 4, and then 4. Yep, good. 5s. Next on the board, this is a 5. This is going to be a 6. This can't be a 5, so this is. One of those 3. Those aren't. This is a 6 here, so we can resolve these guys. One of those 2 will be a 5. Could be either. What is the possibility of this thing? It's either 5 or 6. These 2 have to be from 6 and 7. Oh wait, this is a given down here. I didn't see that. What is this? This is 7. These are 8 and 9. Let's start putting some of these guys in. And then we'll start picking stuff off as we can. 1, 2, 3, 4. This has to be 5. That could still be 5 or 6. What are these 2? 7 and 8. Can't resolve those yet. What are these 2? 7 and 8. We're going to have a lot of these guys kind of walking around here. Where's the best place to now go? What about you 2? What we got? 6 and 7? We can do that. Perfect. 7, 6. You 2 have to be 4 and 8. So this is the 4 and the 8. I probably finished our 4s, yeah. And then our 5s are going to be right behind. This one had to be a 5. Should have seen that right away. This is a 5, so this is a 7-8 pair. And this is a 7-8 pair, but it can't be 7. So 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 6 and 7. Perfect. 9 and 8. These puzzles, whenever you get going, it takes a little while to get moving, but once you get there, it just flies. This is a 7. This is the 9, so this is the 8. And this has to be a 6. There we go. You solved the puzzle. Solution is correct. Yeah, I do enjoy these types of puzzles. The slow thermos, they can sometimes trip me up. Obviously, it did a couple of times where I forgot an option in a couple of places, but then quickly saw that it broke the puzzle. But just getting through all of the options and trying to get them to figure out what is the limitations are is kind of the hardest part I find to slow thermos. But we got through that one, so that's good. And hope y'all enjoyed that one. And I guess we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.